Marc Stein puts out there, what's next for LeBron James? And a lot of this is opinion. A lot of this is him giving his thoughts and opinion on certain questions that he's bringing up. And I've had this conversation with you guys in the past. If you really look at every storyline that's come out for LeBron in the offseason, honestly, I don't think a lot of them have been all that positive. I think the question has been, is he threatening the Lakers? He doesn't have control anymore. What is Rich Paul trying to say? LeBron doesn't do an interview with ESPN to clear things up. He had a photo over the weekend, him, Maverick Carter, his business partner, and then Nikola Jokic's agent. And then that one blew up. It's like, he's going to Denver. All right, that just comes with the territory. I get it. I'm not paying too close attention to any of that stuff. But here's some of the questions that Marc Stein presented that I think are very, very interesting. Here's what he said. He said, LeBron is going to be at his 8th. This is what he believes. Okay. Again, this is just his opinion. He's such a good reporter. He's like, listen, I'm almost taking my reporter cap off, and now I'm just giving you my opinion. He said, LeBron is going to be at his 8th Lakers training camp in a row come late September, which would represent the longest continuous stretch with one team in his longevity GOAT career. Okay. Keep that one in mind. 8 years in a row on one team. That's never happened before. I think it's a little bit of a trip when you start thinking, from a Laker perspective. The Laker chapter in LeBron's career is a pretty big chapter. I think sometimes we just kind of forget. We're like, oh, well, he was in Miami and he won 2. Or, oh, my gosh, he won one in Cleveland, where it had been X amount of years since the city of Cleveland had ever won anything as far as a championship goes. He's going into his 8th season as a Los Angeles Laker. Okay, the one that I think is probably most interesting, I'm going to find it here. Here's what he said. He said, I believe that LeBron is going to play 25 seasons. By contract, a legit possibility on the board. This is, again, purely a gut feel read at the minute, but I certainly won't be shocked if he plays 2 more seasons after this one. I've already made it clear that I think he's going to play at least 24, and at that point, why not go for a quarter century? So I was thinking about this, and I think I have a pretty decent pulse of how Laker fans feel. And there's a couple things on here. Starts talking about other teams. If he left the Lakers, where would he go? This and that. But one of the pieces that I really took away is he doesn't expect LeBron to retire as a Laker. Well, obviously, if he's going to play 25 seasons, well, where are the Lakers in how they want the franchise to look like, and where is LeBron in that picture? Is LeBron in that picture? Is he not in that picture? Here's the exact quote that he said specifically on LeBron. He said, I believe that by saying what I just said in the previous paragraph, it means that I expect him to retire in a uniform that isn't purple and gold. It's pretty clear at this juncture that the Lakers have launched the Luka Doncic era. It certainly appears as though they are approaching the 2025-2026 season as LeBron's last in Tinseltown. If LeBron James doesn't want retirement forced upon him, as one suspects, that almost certainly means he would have to find a new team next summer. Okay. Do Laker fans care? Do they want LeBron to retire as a Laker? Does that mean something to Laker fans? Is there this urge and appreciation, and it's like, yeah, well, I don't want to see LeBron retire in another jersey. I just want to see LeBron finish his career with the Lakers, whether that's this year, whether that's next year, or whether that's 2 years from now, like Marc Stein is talking about. Does it mean something to Laker fans? I'm going to give you my pulse. I'm going to give you my pulse of what I think. I'm not reading the comments right now. I got the story kind of lined up here, so I'm not looking at the comments. So I'm going to kind of just give you guys the pulse that I feel like I get from Laker fans. I think the number one priority for Laker fans is winning. It always is. That's the number one priority. And how you get there, I don't think they need to know too much of what the storyline is. Did you win or did you not? Are you getting closer to winning or are you getting further from winning? Or are you just kind of standing pat and not really moving at all? I think at this stage, it feels like to me, Laker fans really, really want to build around Luka. And if there's a championship to be had, they want him with the keys and they want him leading that charge. Can Luka do that this year without LeBron? I don't think so. Can Luka do that with LeBron? Probably not. I mean, it's not. We're talking about there's probably 3, 4, 5 other teams that are just as good, if not better, than the Lakers. So, to ask Luka to do this without LeBron is a little crazy. To ask Luka to do it with LeBron is already going to be a challenge enough in itself. The reason why I asked the question, do Laker fans care whether LeBron James retires as a Laker or not? I think the bigger question is, are you getting closer to a championship or not? And the older LeBron gets, there's only one scenario that I can see where both the Lakers get what they're looking for, the front office gets what they're looking for, the fans get what they're looking for, and LeBron is still in that picture. The only way, this is one man's opinion, the only way I see that happening, whatever the hell happens this year, I don't know. We'll see. LeBron's going to be a Laker. He's going to make his $52.3 million. And let's see how competitive the Lakers can be. Maybe they could put together a really competitive team. Maybe they go out there and they're very active. They make another trade, and now they're toe-to-toe with some of these other teams in the Western Conference. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I know they have some chips that they can play with. But the only way I see the Lakers, Luka, LeBron, everyone on the same page and a true chance of winning an NBA championship, doesn't it feel like if LeBron's going to be here for 2 years, 3 years, doesn't it feel like he's just going to have to take a hell of a lot less money because he wants to also add to his legacy and have a chance to win an NBA championship? And it's not that he's not worth $100 million. It's that in order for him to still compete for an NBA championship, his contract's going to have a lot to do with what that looks like. And by the way, if that's not on the Lakers and he decides to play out this year, and then he decides like the Rich Paul, remember when Rich Paul had the statement and is basically like he wants to still compete for a championship. He wants to maximize the limited amount of years that he has left. That blueprint for LeBron moving forward, it's not going to be him signing a max anywhere with the Lakers or with another team. That blueprint is LeBron basically saying, I'm going to take pennies on the dollar of what I'm actually worth so I can compete for an NBA championship. I mean, if he decided at the end of this year that he wants to go compete for a championship, it's not going to be with the Lakers. Isn't he going to have to sign for a lot less money to go play for the Dallas Mavericks or to go play for the Cleveland Cavaliers or go play for the Golden State Warriors? Well, you might as well just do that with the Lakers. I mean, I have a difficult time seeing how LeBron is going to want to accomplish some of the goals that he wants and make $50+ million a year. That's just, I don't think those are going to, I don't think those equate. I don't think you can get both of those accomplished at the same time. So I'll tell you from my own personal standpoint, I got no problem seeing LeBron retiring as a Laker. No problem at all. And if that's at the end of this year or the end of next year or the following year. But what I would have an issue with is you're paying somebody who's 41 or 42 years old and you're giving him such a large, substantial amount of your salary cap that you can't actually compete for a championship. I think everyone's losing if that's the case. So interesting here that Marc Stein puts out there that he does not expect that LeBron will retire as a Laker. I'd love to see LeBron retire as a Laker, but it's a certain picture that I have to see that look like in order for the Lakers to be competing, building around Luka, and LeBron still's got a shot at winning a title. I think the only way of doing that is LeBron is making a substantial amount less than what he's making today. Thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.